The idea of the house was to challenge conventional ideas of home and social norms by embracing introversion, both architecturally and philosophically. This house is an exploration of living principles. The design reflects our journey to create a space where we can truly be ourselves, not as a style, but to minimize unnecessary elements in life, from clutter to social expectations. This allows us to live more authentically and find comfort in simplicity. The decision to integrate elements like inner walled garden, semi-outdoor spaces, and permeable boundaries between rooms was to have a fluid, contemplative living environment. Every aspect of the home, from spatial organization to material choices, was curated to reflect our philosophy of minimalism and introspection. Having a calm refuge in a world that often feels overwhelming. The inspiration for the design came from the combination of personal experiences and cultural influences. During the pandemic, I was struck by an article titled "I Am a Malaysian Hikikomori and This Is My Story," which resonated deeply with me. It spoke about an introvert finding solace during lockdown, feeling alive for the first time because society had suddenly slowed down to her pace. This narrative, combined with my own experience of being diagnosed with vocal cord cancer and losing my voice after the treatment and the introspection journey that followed, inspired me to rethink the way we live and design our spaces. Hi, I'm Chun. I'm a design architect. I'm the founder of Core Design Workshop.
Hello, I'm Scarlett. I run a contemporary art gallery known as Core Design Gallery.
My family and I lived in a house for nearly 5 years before we decided to renovate the house. It used to be a single-story semi-detached with a built-up area of 204 square meters, and now it is about 279 square meters. The renovation was completed back in year 2022. My philosophy emphasizes exploring the inside of architecture, not in the context of interior design, but as a way of understanding and representing architecture from the inside out. My wife Scarlett runs a contemporary art gallery in Kuala Lumpur. She manages many established and young emerging artists from the Southeast Asia. She is also an avid collector of contemporary art, and we have been working collaboratively to develop and promote art on a global scale. For our house, I took up the role of architect, whereas Scarlett was in charge of the interior design and furnishing. The architectural principles of ancient Chinese and Japanese Zen garden emphasize tranquility, privacy, and inward focus, which also greatly influenced the design of our house. Particularly the walled garden that plays an important role. Minimalism is well reflected in the architectural finishing of the house as well. The entire floor of the house, from the driveway to the bathrooms, is in one single finish in polished concrete. To the extent that the inner garden floor is in the same chipping stone that is used in the polished concrete floor. On the interiors, instead of dressing up spaces with decorative elements, the walls are all whitewashed like a blank canvas, allowing Scarlett to curate and showcase our art collections, which makes the curated artworks part of the interior design.
Chun actually left the interior design to me, but I tried to be like any layman and search online for ideas and inspiration. However, my ideas were continuously rejected by Chun. At that point, I think I was trying too hard to be an interior designer and had forgotten actually my strongest element was my years of knowledge in the art industry and curating art. That's when I told Chun, let's turn all the walls to be bare minimum and let the art pieces speak, which he finally agreed and relented. In my conversation with my mentor, who is a close and respected friend, we consulted for the feng shui elements. Yellow is hardly used in any Asian family. He said yellow in ancient days were only reserved for the royal families. In Chinese belief, yellow or gold is also believed to be the color of good fortune and good luck. More importantly, the idea of yellow came about from a series of discussions. And yellow has always been an interesting color that we wanted to try in many design projects. Yellow is known to be a color of attention, halting people at their footsteps to take notice of something. But we didn't want to have big yellow color plastered all over the walls. Whether it was just a spot color to highlight certain sections or areas to bring attention to people's eyes and make them ponder. And it is very arresting, very much like a yellow Lamborghini drive past, just enough to tease without overstimulating.
The facade is minimalist, avoiding ornate features, which reflects the philosophy of stripping down to essentials. There are two entrances to the house. The main entrance is used daily. It's a private entry through the covered car porch at the front. This entrance features a ramp on one side for easy loading and unloading, as well as providing wheelchair access if needed. The second entrance, marked by a distinctive yellow door, is for guests. It leads through the outdoor garden into the inner garden, where visitors are greeted by a willow tree with a kitchen and outdoor dining area. The courtyard is a key feature of the house, as a central chimney that facilitates natural ventilation and light. Bringing outdoor elements inside and enhancing the concept of introversion by creating a private, contemplative environment. The courtyard also separates the semi-outdoor spaces from the more private indoor areas. It's both transitional space for ventilation, visual openness without compromising our privacy. The living room embodies the essence of what we define as home. Positioned centrally, both bedrooms are at the sides and also between the inner garden and courtyard. The living space is open with carefully selected furnishing and curated art pieces that reflect a sense of calm and simplicity. Hanging right on top of the open shelf is an artwork that is very personal to us. It is a seminal piece of work by renowned Malaysian artist Hafiz Shahimi, who creates art with fire, and this was done in the earlier year of his career. This particular work was actually produced in this house before we renovated. We offered him to stay in the house for him to prepare his first solo exhibition in our gallery. In the living room, the slanted timber strip ceiling is made of upcycled floorboards that our builder has salvaged from other old houses. There is a mixture of different species of old hardwood floorboards that were sanded down in different sizes and thickness, randomly assembled by our builder Seong Chin during the pandemic lockdown.
We believe that this house will not fit well with designer furniture. So instead we went looking for furniture that is made from solid wood, like the Chinese stools around the dining table and the sideboard beside the dining table. Above we hang two rustic linen lantern lights known as Kongming lantern.
The kitchen is placed within the inner garden area, free of traditional walls and integrated into the semi-outdoor space. This positioning allows for a direct connection to nature while maintaining privacy from the outer garden. The open layout of the kitchen helps with movement and social interaction while cooking, a focus on simplicity and functionality. The use of weather-resistant materials and unobtrusive design make the kitchen more inviting, practical, and a central part of daily life. It's where most of the activities happen in the house from morning till evening. After redesigning our home, there's been 2 consecutive Chinese New Year reunion dinners in this house. Our parents just think it works well to host big family gatherings. There are 2 dining areas. The indoor dining room is integrated into the central living space, emphasizing openness and continuity. It is designed to be flexible for intimate family meals or larger gatherings. It's a clean and simple dining table that creates a sense of harmony and balance. The outdoor dining area is positioned next to the kitchen, where we can enjoy the outdoor Zen garden and the benefits of cross-ventilation along the inner garden spaces, adding to the comfort and usability of the area. The garden is reimagined as an integral part of the house living environment rather than a separate outdoor area. The garden wall is created as an inner wall within the perimeter, having a secure and private space that mimics the principles of a Zen garden. This space is designed to be enjoyed year-round, free from the constraints of external visibilities and intrusion, like a sanctuary for relaxation and reflection. Our bedroom is positioned adjacent to the central living area, oriented inwardly towards the core of the house to maintain privacy and intimacy. Natural floor materials and perforated metal cabinets are used to create an open environment, while the rooms remain connected to the semi-outdoor spaces with full-height pivot glass doors. separated by a veranda for natural light and ventilation. The bedroom is a retreat within the home, providing a peaceful space for rest and introspection. The bathroom is integrated into the walled garden area, blurring the boundaries between indoors and outdoors. The design also uses natural materials like polished concrete floor and vanity counter, with an emphasis on clean lines and simplicity. Since the bathroom is separated from the inner garden by a curtain, there is no wall to install the conventional shower, so we went for a custom swimming pool standing shower instead. The guest room is designed as a flexible space that can serve multiple functions, as a study or a playroom. It's near the courtyard with permeable walls on both sides. This area has plenty of natural light and airflow. Living here for the past 2 years has been a transformative experience. The original concept was to challenge societal norms and move away from fulfilling social expectations, particularly our Asian habits of hoarding, and we have succeeded in doing that. Many of our design choices were quite experimental and unconventional, but we have found that they have worked incredibly well for us. We expected potential challenges in this new way of living, but surprisingly, these challenges were not as difficult as we expected. In fact, we discovered that the architecture of the house encouraged us to embrace new lifestyle. The design has not only helped us to shed old habits, like hoarding unnecessary items, but it has also brought new ways of living our day-to-day lives that we did not plan for. We have learned that architectural design has the power to change one's lifestyle, solve everyday problems, and guide us towards the way of living we envisioned. This house has proven to be a successful experiment for us in living differently, and one that continues to inspire and evolve with us.